So right behind me is the Ms. Paul Hotel, supposedly the most haunted hotel in the entire world. We're about to stay a night in there and check it out. It was built in 1907, so it's very old. It's like 115 years oldish. There's been a bunch of murders, a bunch of famous people that have stayed in there. It's really luxurious for its day and time. So right here in Tonopah, Nevada, it's pretty loud out here. Very iconic for the state of Nevada. At one point, it was actually the tallest building in the entire state of Nevada. Before we get in there, start looking around and get our room and stuff. A lot of my subscribers recently have really enjoyed ghost town content, so we're gonna go explore some of the ghost towns out here, some of the old mines and stuff, and just dive into the history. This area runs deep. I know a lot of you guys that have seen like Tombstone and stuff like that know about Wyatt Earp and his family. Well, Wyatt Earp and Virgil Earp, his brother, actually used to stomp around this little stretch right here. So Wyatt Earp actually owned a little bar right here on this strip, and we're gonna head down the Goldfield, which Virgil Earp was actually the sheriff of Goldfield in that little county right there for a year or so. So we're gonna go ahead, head down that way, check out some of that history, and just start exploring. Goldfield, Nevada, kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It feels like out by Area 51. We're actually not very far from it. You could probably see some of the mountains into Area 51 from here, realistically, like the mountaintops and stuff. But this old town, lots of history in here. At one point, this town was way bigger than Las Vegas, and it was actually the biggest city in all of Nevada. So in the early 1900s, this city had a population of 20,000 people because they discovered gold here. There was a very rich gold and silver mine that was discovered out here. It produced like $86 million worth of gold or something. So they had a massive spike. You know, people moving here, chasing the gold dream, you know, wanting to get rich and stuff. There's still tons of old buildings and awesome artifacts literally just scattered all over this city. Like right there, the old courthouse, established in 1907, and the building's still standing. So really cool stuff. Old mining equipment laying everywhere, scattered throughout the city. There's an old fire department. So it seems like the new residents around here really have an interest in like making funky cars. It seems like, I don't know what it is about like barren deserts and the people that live out there and cars, but they're always doing something funky with cars. It's like art in a way, but it's also a little bit creepy, you know. You always see on other YouTube channels of people who come out and explore little towns and stuff. They always, for some reason, like doing this kind of stuff to cars. Pretty neat. This thing right here was ready. If the sun burnt out, they could see for days. This guy's got a car in case he fell in the water. He can survive both land and water. And that one's got a little buggy on top, but they always seem to like doing this stuff.
Goldfield Visitor Center. Let's go see if they're willing to talk to us.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Hello, we're just visiting. Would you mind giving us a little tour of the place?
Yeah, so we have a bunch of artifacts and old documents. So we have a bunch from the hotel, mining claims, a bunch of liquor license, random artifacts that they found in the hotel and stuff. So they even have paperweights and old ice picks.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
That ring, is that for sale?
No, sadly not. I wish we could sell artifacts, but we don't have enough. We have a bunch of old mining equipment, so this like takes you back to the day of what they used to be able to work with instead of the big backhoes and dump trucks that we have now in the lighting. They used to use candles to light the mining tunnels.
Wow, that's interesting. So what was your name?
My name's Lila Swanson.
And you're born here?
I was born all the way in Massachusetts, but we moved here to help my family, a family-run business. Okay. And we moved here and helped them.
So you've been here pretty much your whole life?
Yeah, I was raised here. I was raised in the boondocks in the hills.
So population 200?
The population is roughly around 300 right now.
300? So you know everybody in town then, huh?
Yeah, everyone knows me and I know everybody. Over here we have some really cool purple glasses and purple door handles from the Goldfield Hotel. They were saved and they were all preserved here, and everybody can just see them and enjoy them. We have a bunch of teacup sets from the railroad companies and what they used to have on the trains.
So there was some really rich people here that were coming through here.
What was considered rich back then, yes.
Wow.
Now I think the biggest part that everybody comes to Goldfield for was our big boom. So if you look up on top of the wall here, you have 1903 to 1906. This is the growth that it was, and it steadily stayed where the picture is at 1906, and we reached our, I guess, max capacity of what Goldfield could take. It was 30,000 people. We're going to be considered the capital of Nevada. We're going to take Carson City's spot. But sadly, two fires happened. One in July of 1923, which you can see over here. It took out 25 blocks. And while they were still trying to recover from that, the second fire happened in 1924. It is still a mystery. Luckily, only in the 1923 fire, only 2 people died. But the 1924 fire, hundreds were wiped out and everybody's houses were completely devastated.
Hundreds died? Mm-hmm. Was it at night?
Yes.
Had to be.
It happened around, they say, 2 in the morning, and nobody caught it in time. And obviously they don't have what we have now to put out fires and save lives. Believe it or not, Goldfield was not the safest place. You couldn't do anything without getting robbed. So if you had any type of money, so say you're at the bar, the bank, the hotel, it wasn't safe. This is one of the grocery store safes that was blown up. It took them 15-20 minutes to really get into the safe, and it took them another 15 to get everything out of it. This door was completely obliterated.
I wonder how much they got.
They don't know how much they got because every night, a lot of places had a lot of tunnels here, so they had tunnels so they wouldn't get robbed.
So they would travel from store to store in tunnels?
So only if they had money. So if they were carrying the money or the gold, they had to travel in tunnels because nobody was safe back then.
So would you have been a person that's trying to mine for the gold, or a person that was like an outlaw trying to take it? I don't know.
That's a tough one.
Nobody's sure how they did it because they didn't find any underground passageways from the mines to the bank.
So right here, look at this old picture. I love looking at those. So right here, a lot of our fans are interested in the flooding that goes on out here in the desert. A lot of people don't realize that we have flash floods and stuff because it's desert out here.
Yeah, so whenever monsoon season hits, everybody thinks of the ocean and like places that get hurricanes and stuff. People like us down in the valleys, when it comes down, especially after the winters hit, all the ice is still melting and it just flash floods. They had a minor flash flood here when I was about 8 years old, and I got stuck in one of the ditches, unfortunately, and I cut open my legs pretty bad. But we flash flood here super easy. It's the altitude. We're at 5,300 altitude maybe, and it doesn't help that we're in a valley. Everything floods down and washes into us.
So the original guy that came to Goldfield and he made the first claim, there's stories of him walking up on this type of rock that you saw, and I think he took it in and he got it tested, and it ended up having like almost an ounce in it.
Yeah, so this rock originally was not found on the surface. It was after they opened the ground to a mine shaft. So as you go down layers, they find more and more stuff, and I guess this was the second layer that they broke. He dug it up and got it tested.
Yeah, so this is very interesting stone right here.
Well,
so
you can
colorful.
See all the different layers as the rock got compressed. All the dirt and everything, it all got compressed and all the different layers formed, and they just got mashed together and formed one big rock that they pulled.
Well, all right, this looks like pretty much it for in here. We appreciate you giving us a little tour of this place.
No problem.
Anything you want to shout out or anything?
The Goldfield Visitor Center is open Saturday through Monday if you guys want to stop in. I mean, we're here from 10 to 4, and we love to share all the information about our town, and hopefully we'll grow one day. New gold mines are coming up. They're popping up everywhere. Lithium mines, everything. Esmeralda County's starting to take off.
So I'm wondering, is it the goal for this town to continue to grow and try to,
Our goal right now is just to be sustainable off of what we have in town, which we are right now, but we're slowly shrinking because we are the lowest we've been since 2010 because we have a bunch of companies coming in and out, and they were part of our population. But since they've moved out, we're slowing down. But We have a gas station coming in, a big truck stop, right on the north side of Goldfield. We have a new gold mine. There's just doing core samples and testing for oil to see if there's any deposits down there, and then they're gonna start digging. They're gonna break ground and hopefully it'll grow, bring in more people.
All right, Aiden, did you see everything you need to see?
Yeah, it's a pretty neat little spot here.
Lila, thank you.
No problem, you guys have a safe
appreciate
trip.
the tour, and hopefully some people come in here and see you in here, and you did a good job explaining everything. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. You guys have a very safe travel.
So that building over there was the original prison here, the original jail. Probably just one or two little rooms in there. If you came out here and started causing trouble, you'd end up locked up in there. Cool way to tie it in too. Virgil Earp, Wyatt Earp's brother, was the sheriff of this town for a little while. Running around these streets trying to chase, outlaws and stuff like that. So one of the last buildings here in Goldfield I want to check out really quick is the old Goldfield Hotel. This thing was a massive, luxurious hotel with all top of the line commodities. Extremely nice. Nowadays it's not, it's kind of gutted, but I heard that everything in there is still all original. So it's for sale for $6 million right now. It's a massive building that was built in the early 1900s. Be nice to see them finally, get in here and renovate the whole thing and make it super nice. But these things built out of solid stone back in the day, they did a great job, because man, that thing, for being about 100 years old, great condition. Somebody's cat must have ate a pigeon right here.
So this is Tonopah, Nevada, population 1,000.
So here's the Clown Motel in Tonopah. They actually say that this one's haunted also. It's under construction right now, but we'll show what it looks like at night. But this place is all dedicated to clowns. Now they say the Clown Motel is haunted also because it's right here by the old First Tonopah Cemetery, 1901 to 1911. So there was a Tonopah Belmont mine fire on February 23rd of 1911, as well as the victims of the 1902 Tonopah Plague.
I don't know if we want to go in there if the plague was up in here.
That's probably going to be most of them then. Wonder if it says how they died. There's quite a bit of bodies in here though. This person died in 1909 at age 10 of a brain fever. Age 33, from British Columbia. So this guy was murdered at age 33. Murdered in his cabin behind the Midway mine. Here's two brothers that died on the same day. Honestly, attempted to stop a runway.
You see a place like this, and it's hard to imagine that these were people with ambition and people who are just like us. We see this, and it kind of just goes over our heads sometimes. These people right here were actually coming out here to build a better life and to just support their family. And sometimes I think it just gets by us on how relevant these places are. This is actually amazing history. A guy was here from Greece that came out here to follow his, gold mining ambitions, and he passed away out here. I'm sure nobody in Greece knows what happened to him.
None of his family or anybody?
None of his family, friends. Imagine that. You just want so much better for your family that you're willing to leave the East Coast or overseas or wherever to come out here and hopefully find the riches and send money home. And most of the time it didn't work. You got stuck out here. So I like to consider myself a deep thinker. I've experienced combat, and I've experienced, death at a young age. My sister was killed in a car accident when I was 15. And just a lot of things throughout my life, experiences with death and everything. So I kind of see death at a different level. I know everybody says that and everything, but the moments that you have right now, trying to accomplish your dreams and everything, it's just priceless. Some of you young gentlemen out there, or young women, it's going to end up here at some point, no matter what. But why not just appreciate every moment? Go out there, follow your dreams. We're out here doing what we love to do. Adrian dropped out of college, going to UNLV, and people say, man, why'd Adrian drop out of college? He's actually pursuing his dream to be a YouTuber and to make money in the social media world or whatever. Who cares? Follow your dreams, do what you gotta do what makes you happy. I'm sure there's people that live out here that probably make 20 grand a year, but I'm sure a lot of these people are happy. You go to Vegas, you see the $1 million homes up on the hill. There's one up there for 40 million on top of the hill. Is he as happy as this guy? who knows? He probably works his butt off every night. But either way, we're both gonna end up in a spot like this and just make the best of what you got. Well, that can't be preached enough. Just enjoy everything. All right, guys, so this is the infamous Clown Motel. Look at that. Looks very scary at night. Right now, not so much. Photography is welcome. It's good to hear.
Thank you.
How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Come on in. Make yourself at home.
What's that, Aiden?
He has a gold mine, so he gave us some of the ore.
Well, let's go. I'll help you mine.
All right.
I want to break it down and see how much gold we get out of it.
Gold, silver, platinum, and there's pyrite in there too. You know.
It's amazing.
No, keep it.
Oh, thank you. So we run our YouTube channel, and we've heard a lot about the Clown Motel up here in Tonopah, and we heard that it's haunted. So you're security here at night, so have you heard anything?
Sure. I hear all kind of noises, but I haven't seen really a spirit.
Any stories in particular that you want to share?
I came back here about 3 months ago. I had cancer surgery. They put me in 117, and that night I sat down on the bed, and I would have swore that there was a python, a big snake, underneath me, because I felt movement. So I jumped up, pulled the sheets up, but there was nothing underneath there. This guy here, I can't remember his name, but he is known to move at night.
Man, he looks creepy too.
The creepiest one's right back here, though.
That's the creepy one?
Yeah, a lady with a little dog came in here, and the dog was trying to bite him.
Yeah, the Clown Motel. What do you think, Aiden?
It's a cool place. If you want to get spooked out for a night, this is the perfect place to go. Whether you love clowns or hate them, you can stop by here and, you know, get your full fix of clowns. That's for sure.
And then the cemetery's 24/7, right? You're not going to scare people out
Everything's
of here?
24/7 here.
All right.
But I need to take you to the scary room. You want to see a scary room?
Let's go. So why is this the scary room? So coming in, that's the first thing you see in 111. No way. You're gonna sleep next to that all night. So they're upgrading a lot of their rooms. Pretty
Oh, yeah.
nice. They're kind of creepy. Some of them have scary pictures in them. Some of them have happy clowns, or you can get scary clowns. Depends on what you want.
Working here second day, and I mocked. Last thing I did, my husband was way down there, and the car was bright where the red thing is. Forgot the soap, so I ran to them. 5 seconds. Came and opened the door, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4 footsteps like this. I did this. As I opened the door to go get some soap, not more than 5 seconds. Right here, 1, 2, 3, 4 footsteps. But what I didn't realize was it was only the 4 right footprint and none going back that way, just the 1.
Wow.
That's cool.
Here it is.
This is the one that scared 2 ladies out.
3.
3.
3 ladies staying here.
So we come straight into seeing Jason Voorhees. All right. We got Homie the Clown. Man, this one is creepy though. The lighting and everything is creepy in this one. Wow. So what's your message to the ghost hunters out there?
Come check it out. That's all I know.
Stay at your own risk.
It's not the Bates Motel. You know, there's no real murder.
So it's just scary. And the fact that there's a cemetery 100 yards away from here.
Right.
The next video I'm posting, I'm actually going to be mining through some pay dirt. And I'm going to try to find gold in it. And I'm going to include your rocks. I'm going to grind them down. And I'm trying to get the gold out of them. And then I'll let you know how much I get out of them. So how much you selling it for?
Yeah, nothing. I give it away.
Why?
Because when I give pure rocks, it's real. It's like advertisement.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go through it because I have everything to go through it. And if I find some gold in it, we're going to go into business together.
I had a guy, let's see, he was from, Spain, I reckon. And I gave them a bag of tailings, and he came out with a gold nugget this big yesterday.
Did he? Oh,
And it's
man.
very seldom that you find a piece this big.
All right.
In the front.
We were just checking out the Clown Motel. Now we're on a journey to go to a gold mine and start looking for gold. It's a pretty neat little area right here. Those were where all the old crushers were.
Yep. If you guys haven't noticed, we kidnapped security from the Clown Motel. Now he's showing us everything in town, so he's giving us a tour.
This is it.
It's right there, or the brothels were for all the
That's
miners
where
that were out
the
here.
women,
Yep, all the brothels.
prostitutes.
Yeah, look at that. That's an old house right there that had a nice view over the city. And that old one over there. Yeah, this must be the old city right here. These are all really old buildings. That one's made out of stone right there. Some of these are probably 100 years old. Yeah, this one's got that old look to it. He passed by the camera. Look at this. These are some old buildings right here. This must be the old neighborhood right here where all the miners lived, because you've got all these really old houses right there. You've got that very old one back there. And then all the mines are just right here. You can even see they're still mining back there.
Closing it out, he showed us around town, showed us some mining spots. If you're in the area of Tonopah, come see him.
Right.
Good guy.
So right here's the Mizpah Hotel.
Wow.
Yeah, 115-year-old elevator. We're going down right now.
It's actually, it feels pretty smooth going down this thing, but it makes a lot of popping noises. That thing's pretty cool.
Last time it was maintenance, 1916.
I hope that was the last time. But yeah, we're headed up. Nice elevator. Look at that chandelier. It's crazy. So we're going to the 5th floor where the woman was murdered here.
They call her the woman in red. The lady was murdered out here on the 5th floor.
It's weird that 514 is open.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it was open and the TV was on, so I don't know if someone's staying in there or if they just have it open where you could walk in. But those rooms were cool. They must have been major luxury rooms because the governor back in the day stayed in those in like the early 1900s. So those were the luxury rooms. So maybe it was a prostitute that got murdered. Maybe she would get the luxury room for like luxury clients or something. This is a luxury hotel.
Look at this room. I can imagine Wyatt Earp staying in here. Look at that. We got a chandelier in the room.
So this was one of the most luxurious areas in the country practically for its time. Imagine 1907. This is a massive room right here.
I have to show you something in the restroom. If this is real, this is amazing. You got the Rolex sink. That's just pretty cool. It's Rolex. And you got the clawfoot tub. I mean, this stuff's a little bit older, but this place is, a couple 100 years old. Look at that old light in here. Very cool. What I don't like is we're on the 3rd floor, and they said that the 3rd floor is haunted.
Yeah, look at this.
That you hear kids running around.
Mizpah voted the #1 haunted hotel in America.
Oh, man.
So they were saying we're actually on the 3rd floor too, and they're saying on the 3rd floor that every night, not every night, but there's a lot of guests that complain about hearing kids running up and down the hallways and banging on doors and playing around and stuff when there's no kids around here. On this strip right here was the famous strip full of bars and everything where people used to have gunfights and murder each other and rob each other. So a lot of interesting and dangerous history around these parts. This hotel definitely shows it. We're gonna let you know tonight.
Watch your step.
So this has a bunch of the history. This used to be like a big bank vault or something back in the day because they have a big banking door. So this must be where they kept all their money and riches. Who knows? Maybe even for the city because this is pretty serious. But here's a lot of the stuff at Tonopah. A lot of the old pictures and everything. And this is the old uniform.
It's the old
There's
uniform.
even one of the Mizpah employees right there. So the elevator that we were just in, this is the original 1906 elevator machine right here.
The brakes.
Yep, the original one. So the whole vibe of this area is very, very old school because it's obviously built over 100 years ago.
Whoa, I don't like that sound.
This thing's old. Literally, 1916, February 14th.
Oh man,
It's
get out, get
it's
out.
loud.
So after a good night's sleep, did you see anything, hear anything?
All I heard was a bunch of snoring.
That wasn't me. That might have been the ghost.
Yeah, the ghosts were snoring all around. I didn't hear no kids. I didn't see no ghosts. I didn't see nothing.
No?
No. What about you?
No, nothing.
I almost want my money back after that. No. No, I was too deep asleep too to even. I mean, a ghost could have grabbed me, ripped my sheets off, and threw me over there, and I still probably wouldn't have woke up.
So, no ghosts, none of that, which is, in a way, it's a good thing. Now, we were talking about it. It's a crazy thing that Wyatt Earp and his brother, Virgil, were actually in this hotel breaking bread,
Well,
taking shots.
we read that Wyatt Earp wasn't in this one, but he owned a saloon here. This wasn't built when he was here.
No?
No.
What are we doing here? So this book is pretty interesting. This has stories that people actually wrote that stayed here, and the haunted stuff. So these are first person accounts of what actually happened here, people seeing things. Yeah, some weird stuff going on in here. This guy stumbled out to get coffee in my floor lobby when I saw the rocking chair rocking. So that guy saw a rocking chair moving. A lot of different stories. I feel like writing one in here, scaring the heck out of everybody.